And this is what I do know for sure. When something this major happens, when you have the fallout, 50 women coming forward, that it's a watershed moment.
Singer Seal. Instagram this meme showing Winfrey kissing the disgrace mogul. It reads, when you have been part of the problem for decades, but suddenly they all think you are the solution.
The question now could pass attendees like Ashton Kutcher, Demi Moore, Kelly Osbourne, Justin Bieber, and Usher be potentially questioned by federal investigators.
Were that there are a lot of people in Hollywood who are probably worried about which Diddy parties they were at and what was going on.
Diddy's reign is obviously over, but there's another billionaire that might go down with him. And it's not Jay-Z, but Oprah. There have been rumors for years about how Oprah is not what she seems, and that there's something sinister behind that loving mask, and this watershed moment might just be her end as well. First, let's take a look at why people think Oprah is not all she seems chalked up to be. For one, even apart from any major accusations, she's been alleged to be a bully who isn't quite as nice as she tries to seem. For one, people were angry at her after an interview with the Olsen twins resurfaced, where she was seen acting very invasive and unsympathetic, especially considering they were just teenagers.
Yeah, you know, people are going to write what they want to write. We try not to read the good or the bad because it just kind of comes with the territory. You know, either you're too fat, you're too skinny, and people are just going to write what they
What size are you, by the way?
Size?
Yeah, I always like to know.
I'm really sure.
You're not sure?
Girls, and you know.
That's so interesting. That is so interesting. I'm like obsessed with size, and you're like, I really don't know.
Mary-Kate did eventually seek treatment for an eating disorder later that year. And we've progressed, and we've seen just the look on her face, how horrified Mary-Kate and her sister Ashley were when they were asked that question, and then for Oprah to laugh about it. It comes off tone deaf now.
Clips 3. There was also Monique, the actress who has accused Tyler Perry and Oprah of blackballing her from the industry. Her claims have been proven true, especially as Perry straight up admitted to having a hand in making sure she didn't get hired. Monique even said Oprah started stealing roles that were offered to her first, but her real problem was when Oprah invited Ed, her family, on her show. Without consultation, Monique was only informed of the brother who sexually assaulted her of being present, not her entire estranged family.
Obligation to let Oprah Winfrey know how I really felt. Now I want you to understand something too. See, this is why me and Oprah Winfrey got a problem.
It's still there.
Until that woman says, let me apologize to you publicly, it'll be to the day I leave this earth. Because what you did was malicious, and it was intentional, and it was ugly.
If Oprah was watching this, what would you tell her?
I would say, Oprah Winfrey, you know what you need to do, and stop hiding behind what you call was negative comments, what you call, oh, I don't even deal with things like that, because what people are beginning to do is see you for who you are.
Let them know what you said.
But okay, and she said, if you think I did something wrong, I want to apologize. And what my husband taught me a long time ago, an apology is not something that you think you need to give. If somebody else think you need to give it, it's what you feel. So she came off like Mother Earth that she is. If you think I did something wrong, no, Oprah, it ain't what I think. You did do something wrong. You maliciously, and you had full intentions of having my parents on your show and not saying anything to me. Was that for ratings?
It seemed like she exploited the situation.
Were you just exploiting me? There are some sisters in this business that are bout it. Regina King was there that night. Angela Bassett was there that night.
And then comes the most problematic thing of all, and the part that actually may tie her to Diddy is her connection to Harvey Weinstein. While she was quick to give an Oscar speech and speak up about women facing sexual assault, people pointed out that she had been a frequent collaborator of Weinstein for years, and never spoke up. It's hard to believe she never saw anything, and she even avoided directly speaking about him, simply calling it a watershed moment and talking about it from a wider perspective rather than specifically calling him.
And this is what I do know for sure. When something this major happens, when you have the fallout, 50 women coming forward, that it's a watershed moment. And what I do believe is actually happening is that, first of all, it's triggering a lot of unreleased pain, repressed anger, guilt, and suffering that a lot of women have had. I happened to be on set with several actresses the other day, and we were filming some things, and they hadn't slept over a period of 2 or 3 days, and I was like, what is that? I said, oh, you guys are suffering from PTSD.
And when you start talking about it out loud, too,
everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. And so I think this is a watershed moment. And if we make this just about Harvey Weinstein, then we will have lost this moment. I think this is a moment where no matter what business you work in, there have been women who not only had the disease to please, that's a part of it, but who felt that in order to keep my job, in order to keep my position, in order to keep moving forward, I've got to smile, I've got to look the other way, I got to pretend he didn't say that, I got to pretend he didn't touch me. I think those days are about to be over.
She talked about how they shouldn't make the issue about Harvey Weinstein in particular, but look at the trouble women face as a whole. People pointed out that it was very convenient for her to bring up women's issues overall at that moment rather than holding her friend accountable. But what do you think, was she right in how she handled the question, or should she have kept the focus on Weinstein?
You pretend it's okay. You pretend you didn't.
No, it isn't. You're right, Jeff. You're absolutely right.
But a lot of women have been silenced, and I know.
But I do think it's going to change.
Being a victim of child sexual abuse, that when you feel like you cannot be heard, and then other people start speaking out, it makes you feel like, oh, now I can speak out too.
Yeah.
So,
and you've been speaking about it for
years.
Yeah. Following her Oscar speech too, people actually came out to say what everyone was thinking. Singer Seal pointed out that she had been part of the problem for decades and now wanted to act like a saint.
Me too.
3 days after Oprah publicly supported victims of sexual assault in the wake of numerous allegations against Harvey Weinstein, singer Seal Instagrammed this meme, showing Winfrey kissing the disgraced mogul. It reads, "When you have been part of the problem for decades, but suddenly they all think you are the solution."
Please welcome Seal!
The 54-year-old, who's appeared on Oprah's show, captioned his post, "Oh, I forgot, that's right, you'd heard the rumors, but you had no idea he was actually serially assaulting young starry-eyed actresses. My bad." While Weinstein maintains his innocence, Seal hasn't commented further, and Oprah has not responded.
This moment is a really powerful time for everybody to get woke.
Rose McGowan, an actress and one of the first people to speak up about Weinstein, also ripped into Oprah and called her out for abandoning victims of sexual abuse and called her as fake as they come.
So Rose McGowan has put Oprah on blast. Rose